This team in particular, the Raiders,
Yeah.
you like them against Kansas City, don't you?
Listen, they're like alternative universe Kansas City. When you look at them with Henry Ruggs, Aguilar, Darren Waller, they're built in the image of Kansas City. But they are built also in the likeness of Al Davis. You talk about winning within the trenches. You talk about physicality in the first game. Josh Jacobs rushed for 77 yards. They had over 130 as a team. And they have their linemen just like I like them, Greeny, with cellulite. I like my guys coming off the bus. I don't like all these new breed linemen, six packs, low body fat. I like my guy eating a sandwich on the way to the stadium.
RC, do you like? I mean,
I've had a lot of people this week. The way I like my men.
I've had a lot of guys. RC. I feel like tiptoeing this week around wanting to say the Raiders are a legit contender in the AFC. They can prove they are if they win Sunday night. What do you think?
I think we got to stop tiptoeing around it. And I think there's always a reaction to unique excellence. And that's what the Kansas City Chiefs are with Patrick Mahomes. You know, teams go and they get defenders and they go get defensive ends to rush the passer and try to get to Patrick Mahomes. I think the Raiders kind of went the other route. The Raiders went the route of imitation. It's the greatest form of flattery. They said, you know what? You got a Tyreek Hill. We're going to get a Henry Ruggs. You know, you have a quarterback that can push the ball down the field. We're going to start letting Derek Carr let it go. We're going to get Nelson Aguilar so he can be that Sammy Watkins. And so now we see this offense that can go toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs. The last time these two teams played, the Raiders had 5 plays of over 40 yards. Think about that. 200 yards of offense on those plays. And when you can do things like that and get to the passer a little bit, make it hard on Patrick Mahomes, that's the type of game you have to play against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to stand in the middle of the field or stand in the middle of the ring and go blow for blow, toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs because they can play offense. And that's the type of exciting game you want to see. There are teams built differently that I think can play with the Kansas City Chiefs, but this one is built in its image and likeness the way that Jesus built us. And it's going to be fun to watch, and I can't wait to see the sequel to the first game.
And it's the standalone game Sunday night, so the stage is so set for the Raiders. But again, Diana, remind everyone of the role that COVID might play in this one.
Yeah, so right now you have 10 out of the 11 players on this Raiders starting defense that are quarantining because they were in close contact with a player who tested positive for COVID-19. So this defense has been practicing all week long. And when I say practice, I mean just virtually having conversations. They haven't been able to get out on the field together. The defense that is out there is practice squad guys. They are piecemealing a situation here. And we don't know what these test results are going to find on Sunday. So far, these players have been testing negative for COVID-19, but it's all going to come down to Sunday. And guys, we know how successful Andy Reid is coming off a bye. He's 18-3, and do not downplay that victory lap thing. The Kansas City Chiefs will not forget that, and they're certainly going to bring a little bit of that revenge game to Las Vegas on Sunday.
Yeah. And Bart, you know, it's a sneaky good rivalry, by the way, between Andy Reid and John Gruden. That goes back to when they were assistant coaches on the same staff in Green Bay. They were very competitive with each other about who would get more plays into the game plan and all of that. This is a sneaky good rivalry brewing right now between the Raiders and Chiefs.
It is, and when you look at what the key to the first game was the time and possession. You look at the Raiders; they had 35 minutes of time and possession in the first game, keeping Mahomes on the bench, and also daring to be great. You have to say, we're not going to be afraid. One of the hidden stories about this entire Kansas City team is that their defense isn't that good. Their best defense is Patrick Mahomes, and if you put him on the bench, then you force that defense to have to play, and that's what you want.
RC, I feel almost silly asking you this question, but if all those defenders who have been quarantined all week and have not been on the practice field, if they're all cleared to play, which I guess is the hope and maybe the expectation, will not having been able to practice all week impact their ability to slow down Mahomes?
Not necessarily. If you understand what you have to do, if you found some way to continue moving, I think you can still come out and play well. I think what impacts your ability to stop Patrick Mahomes is freaking Patrick Mahomes, and he's just that good. So I don't necessarily believe that will be an excuse when you come out on Sunday, but you sure can use it after the game if he puts up 405 tubs.
Now, this is one of the best games of the weekend. We hope they can play it at full strength. Meanwhile, coming up tomorrow, it's between Tulsa and Tulane. Now, that is Davis Brin. He is the third-string quarterback for Tulsa. He was playing because the first two guys got hurt. Down 14-0 in the fourth quarter, Davis Brin keeps it himself on the read option and finds a hole. That gets it to 14-7. Now we're under 4 minutes to go in the fourth. On a 4th and 15, it's Brin again, finding Josh Johnson for a touchdown. That ties the game at 14. So the third stringer brings them all the way back. But wait, we're just getting started. Ensuing Tulane possession. Under 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 11 from the 19. The quarterback is Michael Pratt. The receiver is Tyrick James. Tulane is back up 21-14. Last gasp for Tulsa. 30 seconds left, just shy of midfield. It's Brin. It's Carlos Santana. Remember that name. Tulsa calls its final timeout. 3 plays later, 6 seconds left. Last chance for Tulsa at the 37-yard line. The third-string quarterback, Brin, is rolling out. Remember, I told you to remember the name Carlos Santana, because this is him making the DeAndre Hopkins catch in the end zone. Santana the touchdown. Brin can't believe it. Tulsa ties the game at 21, so we're going to overtime. And that's where it really gets good. After both teams kick field goals in the first overtime, Tulane gets the ball to start the second OT, and this is how it ends. Zaven Collins with the interception.